Welcome back. Additional pressure coming in for the markets. So the Nifty is now down over 125 odd points, down around 0.7%. Mid-cap index is holding up with a gain of around 0.3%. Bank Nifty also relatively resilient in terms of losses as compared to the frontliners. But let's get talking to a couple of companies from the broader markets then, amid buzz that some investors might be looking to exit the mortgage financer Home First Finance. We speak to the lender's MD and CEO Manoj Viswanathan to discuss the investor interest along with the outlook on demand as well as the entire rising interest rate scenario. Manoj, hi, welcome to the show. Just wanted to start by asking you, you have multiple investors in your shareholding. Are any of them looking to exit at this point in time? Any conversations that you've had, any kind of queries you fielded?
Yeah, I guess you are referring to some news that has come out in the this morning, and we of course are not privy to or party to any such discussions, and I don't think any of the investors are looking to exit the company completely. Of course, we are a listed company, so there may be changes in shareholding, but what the article implies that certain shareholders are planning to exit the company completely. We deny that entirely.
Okay, so
that is not true at all.
So that is not true at all. Just for information purposes, Mr. Viswanathan, was there a time period mandatorily given to them when they invested that they have to invest for, say, a couple of years, X period of time?
So we have 4 large private equity investors from whom we have raised capital over the last several years. So we have Bessemer Venture Partners who hold about 8% of the company. We have True North and GIC, which the combined holding is about 33%. And we have Warburg Pincus, which holds about 29% in the company. And so amongst these 4 investors, we have True North and Aether, that is GIC. They are the promoters of the company, as classified in SEBI. So these 2 entities have a certain portion of their shares locked in. So 20% out of the 33 is locked in. So only the balance 13% is available at this point of time. So as per the SEBI norms, for listing, the 20% shareholding is locked in till February of 2024.
Okay, so there's possibly no exit, entire exit from the promoters at this point in time. But the article that we were talking about was referring to Warburg Pincus, which is probably looking to exit entirely. You did mention fleetingly that it might not be an entire exit. But do you think that there could be maybe a partial amount of stake sold by Warburg? You're denying the fact that they'll probably exit entirely, but a partial stake sale?
So partial stake sale, the company would not be privy to these kind of transactions, right? So they would happen in the market, so the company would not be privy to those transactions.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about business now, because Q1 was decent, and you did indicate back then that you did not pass rise in interest rates to the customers in Q1. Have been able to do that in Q2, and by how much?
We did pass on, a portion of the interest rate hike to customers in Q2, effective from July 1st. So a 25 basis points increase is something that we have passed on to customers. As I had mentioned earlier, the transmission of the interest rate increase happens gradually, and so far, on our back book, we have also experienced a similar kind of a hike, and hence we have passed on that hike to customers.
Okay, all right. Talking about the fact that we are in a rising interest rate scenario, your net interest margins were around 6.4% in the previous quarter. Spreads, in fact, had risen by around 20 basis points Q on Q. Where do these 2 particular statistics stand? What's your guidance?
Spreads in an rising interest rate scenario. I mean, if this trend continues for a few quarters, then the spreads that we had enjoyed over the last several quarters could come down marginally. So we are currently enjoying spreads of about 5.5 to or upwards of that, 5.5% or upwards of that. So there could be probably a 30 to 40 basis points kind of a compression on the spreads. But we don't see, an impact beyond that.
Okay. And what is the near-term AUM growth that you're penciling in? There was a recent Motilal Oswal report which is suggesting that you can do 30% AUM growth. Is that something that is achievable, or you can do even better than that?
30% AUM growth is something that we are targeting, and we have been delivering. If you see the last 6 quarters, quarter-on-quarter growth also on an annualized basis is around 30% for the AUM. And based on our plans and plans of increasing distribution and increasing the strength of our people, etc. So that's 30% is the AUM growth that we are comfortable with, and we are planning to grow by.
Okay, how are you doing on asset quality? Because there was some improvement in the 30 DPD, 1+ DPD in the previous quarter. And give us a sense in terms of where the asset quality stands when it comes to 90 DPD as well.
So 90 DPD also improved by about 10 basis points last quarter. So from the previous quarter, 1.3, it came down to about 1.2%. So that's a more gradual kind of an improvement that we're seeing. And because it's now the figures are all the figures, the 1-day past due, 30-day past due, as well as 90-day past due are very close to pre-COVID numbers. So from here on, the progress will be, the improvement will be more gradual as we kind of, get very close to the pre-COVID numbers on these metrics.
Okay. And how is the demand generally? Top 10 states, they actually contribute 74% to affordable housing finance. Which are the focus states for you? And generally, is affordable housing on the rise? Because across the board, even luxury is doing so well. So how is affordable in that case?
There is a massive demand for affordable housing. So when we go down to our branches, go down to the markets, we are seeing that. So there is a lot of movement or migration of people from smaller villages to larger towns looking for livelihood, and these are the people who end up building or buying their first homes. So there is a huge demand, and the demand is largely it follows the way the the per capita income grows in the country. So you can see that the more industrialized states like Gujarat, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, these are the states where the demand for affordable housing is also picking up very fast. So our focus states are Gujarat, Maharashtra, and the 4 South Indian states, which is Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu. We are expanding our distribution in these states, and our aim is we would like to be present, everywhere in these states. And if any customer in these states would, is looking for an affordable housing loan, we would like to be present there to offer the loan to these customers.
Okay. All right, Manoj, we're going to leave it on that note. Thanks very much for joining in and providing that clarification as well, that no, Warburg is not looking at a complete exit from the company and denying those reports that came out a couple of hours back. And however, they can't comment on whether or not they would look at any kind of partial stake sale. That's the word coming in from Home First Finance. Recent listing got listed in Jan of 2021. Let's shift focus now to the auto space. Passenger vehicle makers